Hi, this is Stefan Schneider. I'm going to spend the next hour with you discussing on the options you have deploying SAP on AWS. I'm a solution architect working for AWS. I work on-site at the SAP campus, and I'm doing co-engineering projects with my other co-workers at Rode or Waldorf. And we make sure that the SAP products work in a top quality on the AWS platform. So we certify instances, we write the SAP notes, which you probably all know, and we help as well when it comes to support cases. I'm going to talk you through a number of things. And let me head to the next step. This is an overview of what AWS is. I assume that a few are relatively new to our platform, and what you have to understand is that we are primarily an infrastructure as a service provider, which means we give you compute, storage, and network devices which operate in our AWS global infrastructure, and you provide on your own your SAP software and operate your SAP solutions on top of our platform. We have as well deployment and administration options to streamline and simplify SAP deployments, but we are pretty much an infrastructure as a service provider, and you will have to administer your SAP system on your own, or you will have to go with a hosting partner who is going to administer your SAP system on our platform. We operate with a concept called region. Region is a collection of data centers in a certain metropolitan area or in a certain country. You typically will want to pick your region based on proximity because the latency is low to your end users, and probably are based on the national laws a region is being operated in. This webinar here is addressing EMEA customers. EMEA customers will typically want to deploy their applications in Frankfurt or in Ireland or in London. We are going to open a fourth European region late in the next actually in this quarter, and this is our Paris region. Our regions have a various number of availability zones, and you will typically want to pick one of these regions to deploy your applications. If you are a multinational company, then be aware that we have our end-to-end 16 regions, and we are going to have 3 more by the end of the year. And all our regions are fairly homogeneous. This means if you know on how to operate your SAP system in one region, you will be able to administer and create instances in any region worldwide with the same means. You can use your same automation tools, you can use your same console. So if you export something and if you need local SAP system, let's say in South Korea, then you can install our SAP in South Korea. And if you know on how to operate them in Frankfurt, then you know on how to operate them worldwide. So this is a fairly homogeneous environment. And we provide these regions in 16 locations worldwide. Our regions is the place where you install your SAP system. I assume that most of you have one data center at home. I assume that a number of you have multiple data centers. A region at AWS basically consists of multiple data centers, and the technical term for a data center at AWS is availability zone. An availability zone is a data center which is 10 to 50 kilometers apart from any other data center in this region. It's on a separate flat level, separate electricity hookup, multiple independent internet hookups, and we have private communication lines in between these availability zones. And we assume that the latency is a maximum around a millisecond. This is good enough to run a synchronous HANA application, and it allows you to build metropolitan clusters which are hardened against single availability zone failures. We strongly encourage you to use this mode. This is a benefit we offer without significant costs on top of. And we are optimized our high availability solutions, which are SAP certified from our partners as well, to use this extra feature, multiple availability zones. So if you deploy your SAP systems, make sure that you use this extra feature. It's available in any region. And by the end of the year, we are going to have 3 availability zones in every one of these regions. Costs are identical by availability zone. They're all under the same legislation because they belong to a region. And you will have to pick 1 or 2 of them to deploy your SAP systems. Another thing which matters a lot is security. If you pick your region, you will run your SAP application under a given legislation. We are not going to move your data to a different place. It's your choice where you deploy your SAP system. And if you deploy your systems in Frankfurt or on Ireland, they're going to be under European Union legislation. If you're going to deploy them in London, then you will be under different legislation in 2 years. The other thing is, Amazon, we provide the physical security for the data centers. No one is going to enter these data centers. This is something you don't have to worry about. We keep these data centers physically secure. The other aspect is we passed a certain number of certifications to make sure that you can operate your systems in a secure way. If you are in the healthcare industry or the credit card industry, then we adhere to certain standards. If you are a customer in Germany, then we adhere, for example, as well to the C5 level of BSI, and we adhere as well to European regulations. Keep in mind, you have full control over your data. Amazon is not going to have a look into your data. You can encrypt all your data at rest. You can encrypt your data at transfer. SAP is doing relatively well by using as well quite a number of encryption standards. If you have increased needs for data privacy, then you have the chance to implement these privacies on your own and make sure that no one is being able to look into your data. When it comes to these other security levels, like HIPAA or credit card industry, then be aware that we are basically a box of Lego bricks. We give you the ability to operate your applications according to certain standards, but you will want to read our white papers and adhere to our guidance on how you operate your environment at a given security level. The beauty here is we have lots of white papers, and it's actually relatively straightforward to adhere to these standards, and you don't have to go through any certifications on your own. This slide here is the Magic Quadrant from Gartner for IaaS. And this quadrant basically states that we, AWS, are in this business for 10 years. We listen very carefully what our customers ask us to do, and we invest all our energy in giving you the best services available at the highest security and performance level. We have been quite successful in the last 10 years. We operate these 16 regions. We gained quite some experience in operating our high-end data centers. I think we do relatively well. You really want to check the web for outages. We are invested quite a lot of energy in operating the data centers at the highest level possible. So have a look for this quadrant, have a look for this report. It's quite interesting. So let's come a bit closer to our individual services. If you want to run SAP, then you are going to need our compute instances. These are virtual machines, which we give to you. We allow you to operate your SAP system on Windows from 2008 to Windows 2016. We allow you to operate your SAP system on Linux. We currently support Red Hat. We support SLES. We support SLES for SAP, and we support Oracle Linux. We have more than 50 VM sizes available. All relevant VMs for NetWeaver are NetWeaver certified. Go into the appropriate SAP node and check whether they're verified. We certified as well all relevant larger instances for HANA usage. There we have as well a half a dozen of instances which allow you to go from 240 gigabyte main memory up to 4 terabyte. We offer self-provisioning services, so you are on your own in charge to install your applications. This is working pretty much identical on how you install your software on-premise. We provide extra monitoring and scaling, load balancing services. We have an integration for AWS monitoring, CloudWatch with SAP. Therefore, please install the data provider. SAP is gathering additional CloudWatch statistics in their own performance database in order to be able to analyze performance problem quickly. We have as well tools to help you to install SAP Solutions quickly. We can perform automated HANA installations within an hour, and have a look for these tools. These rapid automated provisioning tools allow you to deploy according to a given standard. And then last but not least, there is hardly a login into our platform. You can use our resources by the hour. If you need something bigger or smaller, you can shut down your virtual machine and restart it at a given cost. We don't require any upfront costs. We don't require any lengthy ordering processes. You can click a button and get going with your SAP deployment. If you have longer-lasting SAP deployments, then we have as well special offerings for annual or 3 years deployment, which are significantly cheaper. This slide is a kind of alluding to the fact that we are extremely flexible. You pay our instances by the hour. This is more like a kind of renting a taxi or a cab. You use the system by the hour. You don't tell us upfront that you use them. You simply deploy them. Then you pay by the hour. If you know that you need these instances for a longer period, you'll be able to convert these instances into reserved instances with a 1-year or 3-year term. And then you are going to get significant discounts which go up to 75%. This is more like leasing a car. The point is, if you use it by the hour, then it is difficult for us, AWS, to make resource planning. If we know that you need the system for a longer period, then we are willing to share this knowledge with you and make things cheaper to you. Therefore, always be aware that these by the hour prices are beaten significantly by our reserved instances. And customers typically run a mix where they have a certain part of their fleet being covered by reserved instances, and their peak demand is typically covered by on-demand. This is something which is very different to on-premises. And this means as well that you can migrate to other system types if your load is going up or down, and you can adjust your costs. This is something customers learn to appreciate after a year, because it's giving them quite some flexibility when it comes to their costs. Another aspect which is very important for SAP is our storage. We have a concept called Elastic Block Store. These are basically raw devices, network attached. like you know them from your own data center. They are similar to SAN devices. The point here is you request a device at a given size, and then you pay by month for a given size. We have 4 different types of them. We recommend to go with our SSD-based EBS volumes, which are provisioned IOPS and general purpose IOPS for database applications with SAP. We are able to keep SAP AnyDB applications with Oracle Database, MaxDB, DB2, SQL Server on our platform. GP2 is sufficient for most of them. GP2, this is general purpose, is as well sufficient to operate HANA systems. If you have extremely high demands on HANA, then you will want to go with provisioned IOPS. The beauty here is you can convert your IO subsystems depending on your needs. If you see that you need more IOPS per second, then you can grow your volume and you get more IOPS, or you can migrate the type of it, and then you are going to get more IOPS. Or if you reduce the number of IO operations per second, then you typically get a better deal. So there is a kind of no login. Sizing is relatively straightforward, and we allow our customers to adjust their IO subsystem at runtime, which allows you to minimize costs or optimize your performance without significant reconfigurations. The 2 disk types to the right, throughput optimized and cold, are more things for backup and archiving. They have characteristics which isn't perfect for databases. This is being documented in our SAP notes for SAP. So please use provisioned IOPS or general purpose 2 for your database files. We are able to exceed the minimum hardware requirements for HANA significantly. We permanently test these devices, and interesting is that if customers follow our guidelines as we document them in our notes, then we really don't see any performance escalations. So we give you this amount of disk with a certain metric for your IOPS, and if you adhere to them, then you have an extremely high likelihood that your SAP system is kind of well configured. We have as well a service called Simple Storage Service, abbreviated with S3. This is a kind of a blob store, a file store. You can upload your data to it. We recommend to use our S3 storage for backup and SAP archiving. The advantage here is we replicate your file 3 times across our availability zones in a given region. And we are relatively sure that we are not going to lose this file due to media corruption or to data center which is gone. This means you don't have to operate anymore an archive or a tape robot in your basement. And you pay by the amount of data you are storing. We have automation mechanisms which allow you to delete old things. We have automation mechanisms which allow you to move your data into different classes at different performance levels and different prices. We allow you as well to encrypt your information. So this is kind of the perfect place to keep your backups in SAP archiving. We have as well a fairly interesting mechanism which is now being used by SAP as a customer as well. It's called a Snowball. A Snowball is basically an industrial level disk which we ship out to any customer. And the point is, if you want to transfer large amounts of data for large migrations or any other purpose, you can click a button or a console and you are going to have the Snowball device 2 days later. You copy up to 80 terabytes on it. You send it back, and a week later, we will have uploaded these things into S3. And this is a super professional way to migrate your data from on-premises to our cloud. And we really recommend you to have a look at it, because it'll help you to do offsite backup storage. It'll help you with disaster recovery, and it'll help you as well with migration. No more custom disks which have been sent around, no more USB sticks. We have a secure way to handle this information. Another aspect which is very important to SAP is networking. And networking is the piece of our technology which allows you to access your data. We assume that our SAP customers have typical multiple facilities. Our customers typically have one of these facilities hosting a data center with their SAP system. We provide a concept called virtual private cloud. This is a kind of your personal data center. VPC is your sandbox. It's a place where you can configure your own network topology. You're able to shield this VPC against the internet. You're able to shield this VPC against any other customer. And you will use a VPN or other technologies to access this VPC from your on-premises users. A VPC allows you to build you whatever you need to build in our cloud. You can have multiple VPCs. This depends completely on your privacy and isolation needs. Consider a VPC being your own data center, which is getting hosted by our AWS. You will have to access this VPC, and we offer quite a number of solutions. I'm listing the three most common ones here. You can use all these three solutions in parallel, but you typically tend to go with one of these solutions based on your needs. The simplest way to access a VPC is to allow your instances to talk to the internet, and then you can use a direct internet connection to talk to these instances. This is a concept very popular by consultants, by implementation partners, by salespeople who want to show a demo. You simply put your system in the internet, you access it directly from your laptop, and this is a super elegant way to access your SAP system from anywhere in the world. If you want to connect your on-premises SAP GUI users to our VPC, then we typically see customers using VPN connections. This means that we have a VPN connector on our side. You will have your network team with your Cisco router or something similar, which will configure a VPN connection. And if you use this VPN connection, you will use the free internet. And the VPC will run in its own IP range, and it'll look like a completely transparent data center to your end users on premise to the left. If you need more bandwidth, or if you need more reliable bandwidth, then we offer you as well to go with AWS Direct Connect. AWS has hookup points, like in Frankfurt. I think we have one in Munich as well, and in other places in Europe. And if you have fiber, which is in these places, then we are able to connect your own fiber line with our fiber in these hookup places, and you have a completely private, personal connection into your VPC. You can go with a gigabit or 10 gigabit for these direct connect hookups. You can go with multiple of them. You can connect multiple of your end user sites with direct connect to to a VPC. We see as well that customers use VPN and Direct Connect in parallel. They tend to use the VPN connection as a failover solution if they have a problem with their Direct Connect hookup. This is pretty much the same way on how you would connect to your own remote data center. We offer these services at a worldwide level. You can use these services pretty much without leaving your desk. You can get an AWS Direct Connect hookup typically within 2 weeks if you go with our recommended partners. That much about the key concepts of our building blocks. Another aspect which is very important is provisioning and management. The point is we have an extremely homogeneous environment. All our components are getting controlled through software tools. And whatever you do in your VPC, when it comes to creation of networks, creation of instances, attaching disks, detaching disks, doing backups, you will be able to do this through our tools. We have a super comfortable AWS Management Console. We have a command line interface. We have SDKs for Java, .NET, PHP, and there are third-party tools. And we see that our customers optimize their DevOps environment using these kind of tools. We have been working with the SAP Hack team to automate deployment for their own Hack offering on AWS using these SDKs. And SAP, for example, is now operating their Hack offering on AWS in a completely automated way. Their admins don't have to know any details about our environment. They use our tools to automate pretty much everything in the deployment. Another tool which we use in this context is called CloudFormation. CloudFormation is a scripting technology which allows you to create a script which is going to create an SAP infrastructure. We have a CloudFormation script on the web, who everyone can use it. Sorry for that. And this CloudFormation script is going to create you an entire HANA installation within an hour. We are going to create an HANA master with 6 or 7 disks attached to it. We are going to create up to 6 or 7 HANA worker nodes, all with disk attached to it. We are going to configure SUSE LESS or Red Hat as it needs to be configured to operate HANA in a compliant way. And then as a last step, we are going to install HANA in an automated way as a scale-up or a scale-out solution. We provide this tool completely for free to you. Everyone can use it to deploy instances. We create, as already stated, all the nodes, all the disks. We create as well the networks and your security settings if you want to. So this tool is a great way to get into the AWS world because it'll take us a good hour to create such an entire HANA deployment. And all you have to do is you have to upload your media upfront. And then we are going to use this media to install a HANA version according to your requirements. If you have different requirements, take our script, modify it as you like, and use it in a different way. We have quite a number of integration partners who do this and who create their own custom solution. This is a typical way on how we kind of help our customers to automate deployments. This is important for disaster recovery. This is important to be as agile as needed, kind of. Another way to make you more productive is our AWS Marketplace. The AWS Marketplace is the place where you can find third-party products. And we have their pre-installed solutions for SAP Afaria, for SAP HANA 1, for SAP Business Objects. We have there as well other products like security products, NetApp solutions, and have a look for this marketplace. Quite a number of partners have their SAP solutions out there. These solutions help you as well to be more productive and install things a bit faster. Okay, I'm seeing a number of questions here in the chat. Let me quickly get into them. I think I'm relatively well in my time. There has been a question about whether it's possible to change the EBS volume types for running system online. And the answer is yes, you can do this. I think you can do this for a half year. And this is something which you can do on a button push. Keep in mind, such a change will take a while. Give yourself and your system half an hour to an hour for the migration. And I'm recommending against doing this in your high load phases, because these conversions create a certain additional strain on your IO subsystem. The other question here related to CloudFormation was, what is the link to the CloudFormation scripts? Simply Google for it, Google for AWS SAP HANA CloudFormation, and you will end up at our landing page at AWS. I will provide a link to the landing page later on. And you will end up on the landing page, or you will end up in the white paper, and both pages have direct scripts which then bring it directly to the console, and you can start installing your things right away. Okay, so let me move on. These are our additional offerings. We have a kind of relationship with SAP, and this relationship is now lasting, I think, more than 9 years. And we are doing lots of different things with customers. I'm working here out of Germany for AWS with SAP, and our SAP is known as someone who's providing rock-solid business solutions to their customers. And SAP has been fairly critical about our solution, and we started collaborating in 2008. And we used these 9 years to work with pretty much all of the SAP teams in order to explain them of the value add which we can provide. And we worked with all of them through certifications. We worked with them through performance optimizations. And you can see it here. We have pretty much any SAP solution certified on our platform. This was a lot of work. We have the trust of lots of groups, and this is something my group is doing. We want to offer a value add to our joint customers, and this is working extremely well lately. And we are cranking out more and more solutions. We are able to optimize our solutions better for the SAP world. We provided 2 and 4 terabyte systems in the last year to our customer. These instance types have been specifically being developed on demand of SAP, and our engineering and the SAP engineering is nowadays working relatively close with each other, and our customers are benefiting from this kind of long-lasting relationship across all SAP products. The right side is showing you reference customers. I don't have the time to discuss them in detail. One of them, which is A good example for an EMEA customer is Energy. This is a daughter of the German RWE, an electric power supplier, which is and they have migrated their solutions to our cloud. Go to our website. I'm going to show you the URL later on, and check out what they're doing. We have quite a number of customers, and we have a significant number of reference customers as well. As I already alluded, we have pretty much all SAP solutions supported by us. We have full NetWeaver support for anything which has a NetWeaver kernel higher than 720. We have support for SAP Business Warehouse. We have support for Business One, Business Object, SAP Hybris. And we provide all these solutions. We support as well all SAP databases. We provide SAP mobility solutions. We support as well any other database SAP is supporting. So we have full support for IBM DB2 or SAP ASE, Microsoft SQL Server. Oracle database needs to be operated on Oracle Linux. And we support, as I already said, the 3 Linux operating system and AWS. I'm seeing some questions in here. One question, it seems that AWS is part of SAP Cloud Platform Cockpit. I have no idea. I'll have to check this back. Please send me an email. My email is stsch@amazon.de. I'm going to check back on this aspect as well. The other question was whether SAP company is also using AWS in Germany. And the answer is yes, there are internal SAP deployments. And these deployments happen worldwide. And there is as well HEC, which is offering the hosted SAP platform offering on top of our platform. This launch is, I think it already happened, or they are going to start doing this in the next month. So SAP is using our technology internally and externally. Yep. As I said, we support pretty much all products. Please check back on the SAP notes which products we do support. SAP is acquiring new companies from time to time. We are going to work with these companies as well to get support from them. If you are going to use your SAP software on our platform, then you have pretty much 2 options. One option, if you need already a license, then you can go to the marketplace and use the SAP HANA 1 offering, for example, which already comes with an hourly fee for the SAP licenses. You can use as well the SAP trial images and developer editions, which allow you to operate all kinds of SAP software on our platform. And there is the SAP Cloud Appliance Library, which are pretty much pre-cooked SAP solutions, which you can use with or without your own license. And there is the AWS SAP Test Drive program. We see that most of the customers who go to production tend to bring their own software license. You simply bring your on-premise license, install it on our platform, and this is what most of our customers do who operate production systems. Therefore, we simply act like any other hardware provider, and you can install pretty much any on-premise media from SAP on our platform. This slide here gives you an idea about the various instance types. We charge you by the hour for CPU instances. We have the M class, which has a balanced ratio of CPU power to main memory. We have the C class, like compute class, where we have lots of CPU types and fewer main memory. And then we have the R4 class, where we have more memory. And then we have the X1 class. These are our super heavy servers, 4-way Intel E7 servers with 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte of memory. And I think within this week, we are going to make the X1E product available to all customers. These are 4 terabyte systems with 128 hyperthreads. And this instance is as well certified. The beauty here is you don't have to size your hardware for 5 years in advance. We offer multiple steps in memory and CPU sizes in between. If you see that you need more or less CPU or main memory, you can simply stop your instance at a scheduled SAP maintenance, change your instance type with a button click, and then restart your software on a smaller or larger system. This will allow you to minimize your costs, or it will allow you to optimize your performance if you need more performance. This happens on a button push. This does not take more than 5 minutes. Be aware, especially with NetWeaver, you may have to reconfigure your NetWeaver application to use all the new resources, which means you have to bump up your memory buffers, and you may have to bump up the number of processes you use. The point here is we offer you maximum flexibility as long as you need less than 4 terabyte of memory. And you can adjust your servers as you have to. All the bigger servers, starting with 244 GB, are certified to run with HANA. The smaller instances run as well with HANA, but they don't have any more 10 GB network interfaces, and this is a minimum requirement of SAP. So you can use them as well, but we don't recommend to use them in production. Okay, so another view to operating your SAP system on AWS is your system management. We, AWS, provide the orange infrastructure in the lower third of the slide, which means we provide facility, server, storage, network, and we hand them over to you. As soon as we hand it over to you, the customer is in charge of these components and can use them as they like. Therefore, we have customers who install and operate their SAP systems on their own, or we have customers who use our hosting services from SAP, from other partners who do certain kinds of things for them. You are going to see a mix and match of services of partners who offer value-added services on our platform. You will have to have a discussion with them about what you need them to do for you, and you can go with any level of external hosting. We have a partner network. Please visit our landing page to check out partners who work with us. We have consulting partners. We have managed services partners. If you are new to AWS, we really recommend you to go with partners like they're listed here, like partners with Proterra or Lemongrass out of the UK. These partners are super savvy when it comes to disaster management, to high availability, to advanced features. They help you to save money because they know on which AWS services it takes to operate your system in a cost-efficient, optimal way. So really consider to work with these partners. Projects who have been working with these partners have been really sailing ahead without any problems. Let me switch topics. We have another 15 minutes. I'd like to have a discussion on SAP HANA on AWS. Many customers start playing around with HANA. Quite a number of them use HANA already in production. Our HANA servers tend to be relatively large and expensive. We offer a perfect platform to test SAP HANA, and we provide you with the opportunity to go from testing all the steps into production. There is a SAP HANA 1 offering on our marketplace, which is being provided to you by SAP. This is a scale-up environment where you pay $1, $2, or $4 per hour, depending on whether you need a 60 GB, 122 GB, or 240 GB system. You can use it to do quite a number of scenarios. It's an instant self-access, no lead time required. You pay it by the hour. You have a license to do it. If you want to do something more ambitious, we recommend you to bring your own license. This is the column to the left. Here we have production certified instances from 244 GB going up to 4 TB. We are certified for OLAP up to 14 TB. We are currently working on certifications with our new 4 TB system to even bigger system. So assume that we will be certified for 30 to 50 TB scale out within the next 3 months. The benefits here are you can provision your HANA system whenever you need to. You don't have to order and wait for several weeks for your hardware. You don't need any long-term commitments. You can fully automate the deployment through our provision, through our CloudFormation environment, and we support all use cases, no matter whether you are production, non-production, or whether you want to do S/4HANA, BW, or native HANA applications. We're certified for all of them. As I already stated, our CloudFormation service for HANA is going to create the entire infrastructure for you within an hour. The slide here shows the network layout. We even create demarcated zones for you with public internet access. We create private subnets for you. We take care that all the firewalls and security groups are optimally configured. So this is a fairly straightforward way to move ahead with your HANA installation within an hour. And this is something our customers like, especially when they want to do internal HANA tests. This slide here summarizes the benefits. As I already stated, we don't have any ordering processes. You provide your credit card, you sign up in our console, you start deploying things. We are scalable. We can deploy a system for you within minutes. We can deploy a dozen of systems to you. We can deploy as well 100 systems to you if you need them. We can scale. We can scale better than anyone else. If you want to scale beyond, let's say, 1,000 instances, then you may want to have a conversation with your account representative, because we have limits as well. But we provide an extremely high scalability. We offer services to you like our EC2 auto recovery. Our components are industry standard servers, which can fail as well. If such a motherboard is going to have a defect and your system is going to crash, then we are able to automatically restart your system based on a new motherboard. And we are going to reattach our network attached disks, and you can be up and going within 5 minutes after reboot of your operating system. We have as well our third-party partners like our NEC, SIOS, SUSE. who offer SAP-certified HA solutions. You can operate your HANA system with system replication across a second availability zone, and you can replicate your data into another availability zone. Tools from SIOS, NEC, SUSE automate this, and they automate as well the failover. So you can harden your HANA system as well for complete failure of an AZ. And we allow you to do these things without a significant markup, except for the resources you're going to use. We offer as well disaster recovery services. These metro clusters allow you to operate your systems in a highly available environment, which already comes close to disaster recovery. If you want to have a disaster recovery to the other end of your continent, let's say from Frankfurt to Ireland or back, then we offer as well models like log shipping or data file shipping to S3 in this remote region. You can have pilot light servers operating there doing this replication. You can have servers completely being shut down, and you'll be able to recover your system if you do, for example, a database file and log shipping, typically within a maximum 4 hours, and you don't have to pay upfront for these resources depending on the model you are going to choose. If you're going to deploy in a remote region upfront resources, then your recovery time will be shorter and you'll have to pay more. If you don't want to pay a significant amount of compute resources in such a remote location, you will need typically something in between 2 and 4 hours to bring up your business again. Have a look for our white papers. We described all these scenarios, work with our integration partners. They use very well on how to do these kind of implementations for these scenarios. If you want to become familiar in our platform, and if you want to learn about HANA, then consider to use the SAP trials. We have a close collaboration with SAP. The SAP Cloud Appliance Library offers more than 25, more than 30 different SAP products, which are already pre-installed. Go to the SAP Marketplace in this case, and pick the product you're looking for. They really have a very wide solution space there, and they do an outstanding job there. Be aware that the SAP Cloud Appliance Library is going to lead to costs which have to be paid to SAP. This is my last slide. What's new in the last quarter? Our team has been working on certifying our 4 terabyte system, which is going to be generally available to customers, I think within this week. We already have a number of beta customers in the last 4 weeks. The 4 terabyte system has 128 virtual CPUs, which means hyperthreads, and it has 4 terabyte. It's the same motherboard as the X132X with 2 terabyte. Our customers have been asking for this product. We are going to make this product available this week in a number of our key regions. Some 4 weeks ago, we completed our work on the SAP data provider for the Chinese region. The Chinese region has some very specific requirements coming from Chinese legislation. We are now happy that we can provide local downloads and local access points for everything you need to do. So if you have business in China, we are now able to fully support you in our Chinese region. We just completed a project with the SAP Business Object team. They have a business intelligence solution, which is now available to leverage our relational data service, Oracle. So if you want to use Oracle and if you want to have your Oracle system being managed by our AWS, you will be able to use this as of today. The team is going to update their product availability metrics kind of by the end of the year, because they have this annual cycle. But if you're going to ask them, you can start using RDS right away. And last but not least, we have a program called FAST, which we execute jointly with SAP. This is a program which helps SAP customers running NetWeaver on AnyDB to migrate quickly to the cloud. And we optimized these kind of tests and data migrations with SAP. And we have offerings where we are able to migrate your existing NetWeaver installation into a HANA-based installation within 2 to 3 days. This is a program which is getting funded by SAP and by us. You will have to apply for it. Please go to the web page. It'll help you to migrate your NetWeaver systems quicker to SAP HANA-based environments. So this is pretty much what I had. Please go to aws.amazon.com/SAP. This is the landing place where you find more details about all the things I have been discussing. And I'm happy to take questions for another 3 minutes, because I have to close up at 4 o'clock. We are going to have another presentation on our SAP Web Day today. Okay. I'm not seeing any more questions. If you have questions, send an email to stsch@amazon.de, and I'm happy to help you with whatever problem you have. So thanks a lot for attending this meeting, and I'm now going to close it and make place for the next presentation. Bye-bye.